Simon & Schuster Audio presents Gwyneth, the Biography by Amy Odell. Read by Chanté McCormick. For Mom. Introduction. Gwyneth Paltrow may not have known, as she headed into Goop's weekly staff meeting at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, January 17, 2017, that the company was about to find itself embroiled in one of its biggest controversies. Goop, which Gwyneth had started as a newsletter nearly 10 years earlier, sometimes tried to plant products that would draw headlines for being wacky or controversial, which tended to boost traffic and therefore sales. An energy clearing kit that went up for sale around this time, contents: a wooden box, a bundle of sage, a feather fan, a smudge bowl, and a potion, was a plant. But it failed to draw mass attention, and Goop only sold 100 of them. However, the egg-shaped stone Goop had plugged in the newsletter 5 days before the staff meeting and now sold in jade, $66, or rose quartz, $55, was an entirely different story. Gwyneth believed in the eggs, which Goop expert Shiva Rose had recommended inserting vaginally and leaving there for as long as a full night. Rose claimed in Goop that these yoni eggs could do everything from increase orgasm to balance the cycle to invigorate our life force. The media quickly noticed. It's no yoke. Gwyneth Paltrow's website Goop is selling executrix stone sex eggs which improve orgasms and muscle tone, announced a Daily Mail headline. Gwyneth Paltrow wants you to put a rock in your vagina. Seriously, offered Mashable. Writing on her blog, vocal Goop critic and OBGYN Jen Gunter took a serious tone, accusing Gwyneth of profiting from snake oil and warning that the eggs could lead to bacterial vaginosis or potentially deadly toxic shock syndrome. Major news outlets around the world invited more doctors to speak against the eggs, which became a referendum on the entire premise of Goop. Gwyneth, referred to as GP around the office, often drove to work in her white Range Rover and parked in her space denoted by the sign, reserved for G-Spot. She regularly arrived, damp-haired and bare-faced, following her morning Tracy Anderson workout, wearing Goop's G-Label clothing brand. Goop now employed around 70 people, and she stood in its newly annexed office space in Santa Monica, stylishly outfitted with restoration hardware furniture provided gratis in exchange for publicity. She delivered her weekly address as though nothing was amiss. We are the #1 voice in the wellness movement, Gwyneth told her team. Goop defined the concept of modern wellness and created the language to describe it. Let's own it. Goop had only ordered around 600 eggs. As she spoke, 2,000 customers were on the wait list to buy one. Her message was that the company was winning, that the response was another sign that Goop was threatening the medical establishment, connecting women with forms of healing and self-care that traditional doctors either couldn't understand or, worse, wanted to keep hidden. She went on to outline the brand's philosophy of merging consumerism with a state of higher being. Goop was the authority on what we put in our bodies, supplements, how we treat our bodies, sleep, detoxes, and exercise, and what we put on our bodies, serums and creams. All were product categories in the Goop store. The virality of the egg story showed, she added, that they could offer solutions to women's problems and educate them at the same time. This was proof of the might that came from telling consumers about things they hadn't heard of before. We have incredible power, she said.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?